Hello, my name's Rolf Green, and these are the notes for the troubleshooting in the AI investment part. I'm just going to highlight them briefly and give reference to them and then come back to them later. This is mainly a test of the video to see that it's all working together. As you can see, there are, let's see, hold on while I shrink that. You can see there are three main documents here. One has to do with an outline for troubleshooting unified trading strategy in the bot, and the other one has to do with specific applications with an illustration here of the code. And the third one steps through 12 actual failures in the troubleshooting and code test and the fixes that were applied. So let me just open this one large so that you can see what the aim of it is. We'll be looking at the documents with the 12 iterations of troubleshooting steps for the unified trading strategy part. Each iteration includes a description of the failure, the analysis of the issue, the solution implemented in references to the relevant code files, main.py, unified trading strategy.py, database setup.py, for example. In the first iteration, we'll look at the issue and the resolution, give a description of the failure encountered during the iteration. This includes the error message and the context in which the error occurred. An analysis will follow in detail of the issue in issue 1, including the root cause and contributing factors. And then the solutions will include steps taken to resolve the issue in the iteration 1 and the other 12 iterations as well, including code changes and testing performed. And the references will include code snippets from main.py, unified trading strategy.py, and database setup.py that were modified or reviewed during the iteration. And the same thing will happen with all 12 iterations of the failures and resolution of the issue. Go through all 12, and we'll see them in detail to the right as we shrink this guy down. Okay, so here's an illustration of a trading plot troubleshooting step showing the overall steps that were taken. Maybe I could get that one more center here so that you can see it clearly. And you can see before the fix, there was code here for the unified trading strategy.py that needed to be changed because it wasn't allowing the changes that we wanted to make. And then after the fix, we make these changes. Now we address the second fixes in database error handling and the third fix in the balance checking logic. It follows a similar approach. We note the code that was erroneous, and then we note the code that was designed to correct it. And then in this case, we go through all 12 iterations here. Let me just open this up and you can see. You see the first iteration. This is the overall file import. You see the first test, second test. First test is right here, API connection. And then the second test, historical data retrieval. Third test, trending market data. And fourth test, risk management. It's a long one. I guess we're back in a little bit. Fifth test is order execution. Sixth test is integration test. Complete trading cycle. The seventh test is the error handling and the data processing. And eighth, performance metrics calculations. And then 9, strategy parameter optimization. And we see 10, risk management integration, 11, and so on. There are more tests than this, but this is just a dozen that I'd like to show you. We tested multiple scenarios. As we note down below, I think it was, let's see, let's go back to one of the others. We can close this. Note that we saw an illustration somewhat, and make mention of, okay, here we go, let's get back. Oh, the minimum balance requirement was on a separate page. This was an important test where I added a advanced feature for the minimum balance requirement, and it showed the code before and after. Test 1, and then it indicates the fix. Test 2, sell trade fails despite price target met due to balance limit. And that first one was an API test, as it turns out. And then test 3, candle pattern recognition. Test 4, test 4 might be multiple failed test trades impact. And then test 5, recovery above minimum balance and market volatility impact on low balance. Test 6 goes on. And these are the typical examples of tests that we made numerous times. Here's the integration test for the balance and candle patterns, and also the failed trade recovery time. And test 9, minimum balance check with market conditions. And then we go on, test 10, balance recovery strategy test. And these tests specifically address your concerns about trading behavior when the balance falls below $500, the failed trades due to the minimum balance requirement, and the candle pattern analysis with insufficient balance. There were trading attempts during price movements with low balance. Recovery scenarios were defined when balance returned above minimum. And then the common failure scenarios and fixes show the balance checks failure and fix, the candle pattern analysis failure, and the fix. And then the code analysis execute trading strategy failure and the fix below. And the expected behavior for profitable sells. If you want the bot to process profitable sell trades even when the balance is below the minimum threshold, you need to explicitly allow this in the logic. For example, check if the balance is below the minimum threshold. Allow sell trades if they are profitable regardless of the balance. Okay. And here's how you could modify. Here's how you could modify the execute trading strategy method to include this behavior. Let me see if I can correct that. Right there. Okay. And then we go on to additional checks, errors. This is long because it's a long piece of code. And we test the case for profitable sell with low balance. Further on down, you'll note that the code was updated to make profitable sells below the minimum account balance. A test was run to see if it worked. Check if the balance is below minimum. And here's a test case to verify that the bot worked after the correction. Let's see. Okay. The bot allows profitable sell trades even when the balance is below the minimum threshold after the changes were made. And we got a good test, showed it finally worked. Now you can imagine you're failing all along, and finally it works. The complete updated file after numerous additional test failures and course corrections is something we saved with proper API, and we backed up the entire system because it was now working. At first, it all failed, and then we had to restore everything to the original and delete the directory because there were errors showing up in the directory for various reasons. We started from scratch. We did the test fails, we found solutions, and the program ultimately worked with the new advanced feature to sell below the minimum balance to regain the account balance with profits. Thank you very much for listening. I know I went through this quickly, but I will upload the examples of the troubleshooting.